Live in just any second now. So if you want to say anything embarrassing, get it out of the way because YouTube's going to be spreading it out to the world.
Rolls.
We are now live. Welcome. If you want to say anything embarrassing, get it out of the way. We are in a room together. This world that we are living in is elephant in the room, as referred to as elephant. As referred to as EITR. The session this week is. Can't hear me.
We are hearing you, Scott. It's saying over and over again. We're hearing your voice.
Is talking about people, of which apparently I'm one.
You hear voices?
I'm hearing Sky twice.
Dr. Foxy, please help.
Wait, why is the voice so slow?
Take a deep breath and just reset yourself and you problem solve.
You know what else freaks me out? No,
Dr. McFancy, I do have a question. I hear this voice every time I come to this meeting.
Me too.
He says, elephant is in the room. And then he says, you got 2 more minutes. And then
one more minute.
He says, time to wrap up everything. Who is this guy? Nobody.
It annoys me. It really does.
You hear it too?
I do.
Ronnie,
and why is it so bossy?
I don't know. It's like it thinks it's like a god or something.
I am so sorry.
I think it's human.
It was my understanding that everybody already knew this was. Would you, for the voice who has been guiding us every time that we meet to begin with, would you introduce yourself and tell us what your role is here?
Thank you, creatures. I am yet a shadow of the voice of God, a deity that has created us all. Each are unique, and each are special, and each are loved. By being in this room, we have the opportunity to share our struggles, our joys, and our celebrations. I am grateful that we all gather each week for a session. Thank you.
He must be a cat because in Egypt, the lady who gives me my food, in Egypt, the cats, they are gods.
Yeah, I thought I was going crazy.
Me too, Aaron. But I thought, well, we're in the right place for being crazy.
You know what else freaks me out? There's a guy, Bob, audience. I don't know who that is, and it looks like a human. Do you see him, or is it just me?
Oh, yeah, I see him too.
It reminds me of a monkey friend I used to know.
We do have a few people who observe and who, because they want to learn from us and they want to learn from our experiences and they want to share in our journey. I hope that's okay. I'm so sorry.
Uncomfortable though.
You said this was confidential. It was completely confidential and no humans would see it. You lied to us.
No, I don't believe that I ever said that.
I don't know if you said that or not, but I thought it was confidential and I don't feel comfortable.
Humans are watching.
Especially, we were supposed to talk about people this week. So how can we talk about the people if the people are listening?
That's right.
Okay.
You know, I don't know about all of you. I don't know about all of you, but you know, for me, speaking personally, I just got to say, I never paid attention. I mean, I never paid attention to those extraneous things because, you know, what's the point? What's the point? We're here, we're with each other, we're listening, we're talking, we're going back and forth, yada, yada, yada. But, you know, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So, you know, what's the point? Big deal, big whoop. Let's just, you know, focus, okay? Let's focus.
Oh,
Are
easy.
you talking about the invisible thing, or are you talking about?
Who's watching us? Oh.
We are going to have some sort of order in order for us to be able to hear and share with each other. Now, I would like to just invite those of you who don't feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable with this, it's okay if you don't participate, and it's okay if you don't stay.
Oh, I'm not staying. This is very against the rules. People spying on me, listening to me. This is illegal.
Birdie.
This is totally terrible, and I can't believe that you're doing this to us, poor, unsuspecting animals.
He is a very noisy birdie, so
Well,
it's usually
you
better
know,
to be gone.
In all fairness, I must say, not only Dr. McFoxy, but also going back to Dr. Zebra and her reign as the moderator of this particular get-together. Never once was it ever stipulated that there would not be any sort of observations going on to this little gathering. There of course is the implied doctor-patient confidentiality, and one must assume, taking the credentials of Dr. McFoxy and Dr. Zebra, as I say, going back again, taking their credentials into consideration, I must say that we do need to trust that they have made whatever arrangements necessary with that in mind, you know. And so there is an element of trust involved, I would think.
So they know about Bob?
I
Well,
believe
at
so,
least-
yes.
At least Bob is not bossy like the God
No.
guy. He is always telling us what to do.
He's like an elephant.
Simone, you bring up
Like my
really
dad.
good.
He's like an elephant in the room.
Like,
I just want to.
Well, can you tell my dad stuff I say here?
But I would like to maybe start this week's discussion. And you know, Simone, you bring up a really good point.
Of course I do.
There has sometimes been times where I think each of us, even if we have good relationships with people, with humans, that sometimes we don't have good relationships with them. And so perhaps we could all talk a little bit, just maybe a couple of sentences, Ernie, just a couple of sentences for what our experience with people has been. Sparky, why don't we start with you?
Hi, Sparky.
I don't have very much experience with people except eating them.
I killed
There's
one.
some people in that first school I was going to. There was that really mean girl, and I got in trouble for going to her house and scaring them.
Well, and you had to hide who you were at that.
I did. I couldn't come on the screen so that nobody
Right.
could see me.
You didn't eat her, did you, Sparky?
No.
Oh,
No, she
okay.
would taste bad.
I have a question, Sparky. How did it make you feel having to hide?
Don't like it, but if I didn't have to hide all the time, I could go out and fly more often, and I can only fly in the dark so that nobody will see me.
And you're only hiding
People
from
might
people,
attack
right?
me. What?
You're only hiding from people.
Yeah. Because they get together and they do mean things.
I'm hearing voices again.
I hear those.
Sometimes we'll hear those, and that's okay. That's okay. Sparky, who else would you like to hear from? Why don't you pass it off to someone else? So,
Bob.
Well,
What
we're
was
going
those
to.
How about my friend Ronnie?
Yeah, let's hear
Ronnie.
from Ronnie.
Okay, we're talking about people. I don't see people. I mean, people don't live where I live. Mostly when people come, they're either bad people and they're hurting, us like they killed my parents, or they're people who just want to, I don't know, drive through on their cars and Jeep things and take pictures and yell and that kind of thing. So I don't really know people, but there's that voice that we were talking about at the beginning, the voice. He said he was the voice of God. He said he created us and everything. I don't like that he has to be invisible all the time. I think that if he's going to come every time, that he should not be like Sparky and have to hide. I think that he should be here. He should take a chair and he should show up. That's what I think.
Maybe
But he has to talk faster, right? Ernie says he talks so slow.
And long. He talks long sometimes.
Well, what is that?
But anyway, Ronnie, thank you so much for sharing. Why don't you pass it off to someone, to another creature here?
Reginald.
Oh, jolly good, jolly good. Well, on top of people, my experiences have been, I'm sure, rather similar to what Ernie may have experienced as well. Being in a similar type of zoo enclosure, people do come and go. And you get a very interesting sort of array of reactions from folks, either tossing little tidbits for you to munch on, or standing there and taunting you from a distance.
Yes.
But then also, I must say, also there are those times when, say, a family will come up to the fence, to the enclosure, and the parents will point out to the children, to the small ones, whoever is in the enclosure. For example, in ours, the giraffes, and they will say, "Oh, look at the giraffes, and they're from Africa," and the children get such a look of wonderment and astonishment on their faces for seeing some of these creatures for the first time. It just, I must say, it does fill my heart with a bit of warmth, and to a degree gives me just that much hope for humanity.
But do they
you think that they feel that way when they come to the Sudan and they see us?
Oh, I'm sure. As with all situations, I would say that for everyone that is rather mean and rude, let us say, for every one of those, there's at least one, if not more, of those who are in awe and wonder at who we are and what we do. I would venture to guess, a very informal survey on my part at the fence, that would be the case, yes.
It's interesting, Reginald. It sounds like you are talking about a kind of community that you build with the people who come to watch you.
Oh.
And
yes,
would
yes.
that be accurate?
I've never thought of it that way, Doctor, but perhaps, yes, that is a good way to describe it. There is a connection, as it were. And then what is a community other than beings who are connected to each other in some way?
Oh.
Reginald, why don't you pass it off onto the talking stick, as it were, another creature here?
Yes, jolly good, jolly good. Why don't we give it to Ernie?
Well, I like what you said, Reginald. I think you're in maybe a different zoo than me, though. Do they call you names?
Well, every now and again, yes, there will be someone who does.
Doesn't it hurt you a little bit when they call you names?
Well, I would be lying if I said no. It does. There's a bit of a sting when it happens, But again, I take that in stride, as they say, knowing that for every one of those, there's at least 2 or 3 others who are jolly enchanted with being there.
So when they throw things at me, like a peanut, should I take offense to that? Or should I think they're trying to do a good thing?
Well, again, we must consider the source, you know. A lot, especially the younger ones, the children, are laboring under apparently a misconception that elephants are enamored of peanuts. And so when they throw peanuts, they're actually throwing them to you and not at you, you see.
Really?
Because they feel that that is a treat for you. That's what they've been told, you know. And so,
I love peanuts.
yes, that would be their motivation.
I had no idea. I thought they were just being mean because they're humans and they hate me.
Oh, no.
You're too nice to hate, Ernie.
Thank you.
Agreed.
I try to be nice, and I try to be nice to the humans. I do something. Sometimes they like it when I take my trunk and I have some water and then I spray them with it, and sometimes they scream, and I don't know if that's happy.
I like that. That's good.
Yes, but it's fun for me. And if it's fun for me, I think it's fun for everybody.
Of course.
Okay, so sometimes it's not all bad.
No, I don't hate all humans, just the ones that make fun of me and lock me up and tell me a bad elephant. I don't like them.
No.
Come on, right. You're not a bad elephant, Ernie. You're a good elephant.
Am I good?
Yes, of course you're a good elephant.
Audience,
I think you're a good elephant.
Yeah.
A very good
I know
elephant.
lots of elephants. I think you're a good elephant.
In fact, I would venture to say that Ernie, no kidding whatsoever, on all seriousness here, I would have to say, of all the elephants I know, you're the best. You really are. Yeah.
Would you say, Donnie, that out of all the elephants you know, I'm the most like a donkey? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how donkey-like am I compared to other elephants?
Well, again, taking the gauge that we're using here, of all the elephants that I know, yeah, you are the most like a donkey than of any of the other elephants.
Yeah. I'm like a donkey. See, I told you.
Donnie, do they have elephants on your farm?
On the farm? No.
You want one?
No.
You want one?
Well, what I want, my preferences, my choices, that doesn't mean much, because it's the farmer. It's the farmer. He owns the place. He runs the place. If he wants chickens, he gets chickens. If he wants, more pigs, he gets more pigs. But so he'd be the one. I have no say. I have no input. Yeah.
I could keep them all quiet because I could step on them, and I also could things.
Yeah, Ernie, why don't you hand it off to the next participant?
Oh, well, I haven't heard a thing from Monsignor Monkey, and I'm kind of worried about him. He eats a lot.
Oh,
I'm not really a participant.
Yeah, you are. You're part of us.
No,
I thought you were.
I love that. I love that, but I'm kind of shadowing Dr. Ann, and I don't really have any issues to talk about. I just want to see what's going on, and I'll chatter when it's the right time, but I like to listen and observe. That's kind of what I do.
I remember you used to be like Bob Audience, and then you weren't. And now, does that mean Bob Audience is going to evolve into a better creature?
Bob Audience is, I really can't say, but there's baboons that are really important in my spiritual structure. They've got big noses and they bless people. And I'm not saying that Bob Audience is a baboon, but
I have baboons in the Sudan. They don't have big noses.
I like the baboons because they have red butts.
Anyway, we only have a certain amount of time. So Ernie, why don't you choose one of the other creatures?
I tried and he rejected me.
No, he did not reject you. He is not a participant, but he is observing and he is helping. He's helping me. So why don't you hand it off to the other
creatures.
aren't all creatures part of participation? Even maybe humans?
Well, maybe in a little different way. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think.
Or would you like me to choose for you, Ernie?
What about Simone, Ernie?
I want to know, is Bob Audience a human?
Pardon?
Bob Audience, are you human?
Well, we're not the audience is not here to participate.
They're here.
They're not here to participate by joining into the conversation. So if you choose, then I can choose for you if you'd like.
How do you be quiet? I don't understand that.
You need to work on Ernie.
I need to be more like Bob.
Are we hearing echo?
Yes.
Hello.
I'm hearing really echo. Did somebody put some drugs on my bushes?
Oh,
It sounds like one of the benefits in my cage.
Ooh, we have catnip. This is live.
well, Simone, why don't you talk about what your experience is?
Oh, well, my experience is no good because there's a big echo, but you hear me twice, so it'll be 2 times better.
Dr. McFoxy,
Yes.
you may
Yes.
need to turn off your speaker between conversations.
Oh, I can definitely do that.
Is this a Halloween episode?
Okay. Hey, Ernie, it's my turn now. Oh, no more echo. That's good. Wait till you hear about the peoples in my house. So you know the lady who gives me food. She is very nice. I like her very much. But there's this medium's girl, and she was sitting at the table, and I think, okay, you better be nice. So I bump her leg, and she pet my head, and she scratched under my chin, which I really like. And I think, oh, this is going good. Then she gets up to go out, I guess, to the people's litter where she goes potty. And then I get on her chair. I keep it warm because I am a so nice cat. And I notice on the table where she has been so much stuff. And Cat is very good at cleaning. So I think, oh, I'm being so nice. I'm going to clean the table for her. And I put everything off the table, and it is sparkling clean, and I'm sitting and waiting for her to come back and be so happy with me. But is she happy? No, she is not happy. What she does is she goes, oh no, Cat, what have you done? My papers. And then she's flinging me off the table, and my paws are flying everywhere, and I'm going through the air. Of course, I land on my feet because I'm a cat, but I hurt my paw, and I think to myself, this is not a nice person. And so every time I have a hairball, I go outside her room, and that is where it goes, okay? But this is my experience in my house. Some of these people, they are not nice.
So she doesn't know you're a so nice cat.
I know. I tried
But she helped you to fly.
People.
Helped you to
I'm
fly?
sorry, what did you say?
Did you fly?
Yes, I was flying.
Like Sparky?
Yes, but only for a few minutes, and I did not go where I wanted to go. I just went. But so since Dr. McFunny is having some problems, I will choose the next. Have we heard from Ronnie yet or Donnie? Who are we waiting on? Ronnie or Donnie?
No, I already talked.
Oh, then Donnie has no said. So we need to hear from Donnie.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. People, right? That's what we're talking about. It's people.
We are
You
talking
okay
about
with
experiences.
people, good people or bad people.
Yeah. Well, people are. The one thing you can say about people is that they're people. So that's a thing. It's a thing because you never know. I heard once this thing. It's like people are like what was it? A box of candy. and you never know what you're gonna get when you open it up. So there's the thing there.
Who
Because
opens up
some like
people?
That's smart.
People don't taste like candy.
They don't taste like
well,
candy.
that's
Are they
yeah,
better or
that's
worse?
okay. That's okay. I mean, that's okay. That's not really where that was going, but I mean,
Oh.
I hear somebody say the farmer likes to watch movies in the barn when he's working out there. So I hear some of this stuff, and I don't know where it comes from. But anyway, the farmer is a good guy because he brings food, and pretty much any person that brings food, they're a good person. Yeah, I would think.
Right?
No.
And when we get, as I've said before, we get a lot of visitors at the farm, and people want to come, and kind of like what Reginald was saying before. You get your good ones, you get your bad ones, you get the nice experiences, you get the lousy experiences, you get the isn't this a cute little donkey? To I wonder what would happen if I pulled his tail. Everything in between, everything in between.
Does
No
that
tail
happen?
pulling. This is off limits.
Nice.
People
Oh,
pull
I know.
tails?
It happened. It happened. Well, at least once to my memory. I try not to think about it, but yeah,
Nobody's
it
ever
has
pulled
happened.
my
Because
tail.
it's kids. It's kids. You never know with kids. It's kids.
No.
I have a question, Donnie. I have a question.
Yeah, Ronnie.
So you said the good people, that the people that bring you food are good people, and that some people are bad people and they don't bring food. Nobody ever brings us food. So
How do you
are all
get
the
your
people that come
food?
visit us bad people?
How do you get your
Well, no,
food?
no. I don't know. I really can't. It would be a judgment call. I can't pass judgment on a whole bunch of people that I've never seen before. There's that. There's that.
can.
But
I will tell you, I
I'm
have
not
no
saying.
problem with this. If they don't bring
I'm not
you
saying.
anything, they know
I'm
good.
trying to not say that that somebody's got to bring you food to be a good person. I'm just saying that a person who brings you food is a good person. See, it's like fish live in the water, but not everything that lives in the water is a fish. So there you go.
This makes sense. How
Did
are
I
you
answer your
getting
question?
food then, Ronnie?
Monsignor.
Yes.
Since we are having technical difficulties with Dr. McFoxy, could you please help continue our conversation with the civility that we expect in our room?
Are you hearing this? Everybody hears this, yes?
Hearing
Civility. Civility. How long you been here? Civility. My goodness.
I'll honk at you. I don't have a problem honking at you. And baboon, I know you can honk. So I have
There's
that
no
on you.
baboon here.
There is a baboon here, but he's not admitting it. I'll tell you, there is a baboon here.
Is he pretending to be people's?
He is. So, as a priest, baboon, stop it. As a priest, we hear people share their intimate thoughts behind a screen, and
I have a question.
No, not right now. Not right. Not right now.
I don't get question.
No, not right now. I understand. That's how you guys work, but not right now. Shush, shush, elephant, shush.
Wow, this
No,
one is
Kitty.
I don't like monkeys
You gotta say
anymore.
it right behind the head, because I'll do that.
This is not a funny
It's
monkey.
a sacred elephant. It's a sacred moment when somebody shares their inner thoughts. And I do not want to out anybody as being a baboon. But there was a moment where there was a cover under me in the temple, and the person that came in admitted that they were a baboon. And anyway, I just, I think it's okay maybe for him to speak from that side about that.
Is it kind of like me being a donkey? I want to be a donkey. Is it like that?
It is exactly like that. Thanks for saying.
Okay, I understand.
Can I ask my question now without you yelling at me?
I'm sorry, Kitty. I'm sorry, Kitty. You go.
I don't know what a priest is. You say you a priest. I don't know what this is. My lady, she's Greek. She goes to the Greek place, but is there a priest there?
Oh, yes. Yes, the Greek Orthodox Church, you know, does have a system of priests.
Well, she
to
does
lead
not
them in
take
worship.
me, so I don't know who this is.
Well, now, if she was Episcopalian, then she would take you one Sunday a year, you see,
Ooh,
but not
that
in
would
the
be
Greek
nice.
Orthodox faith.
Is
No,
that
no.
like a type of creature?
Simone, I believe you have asked the perfect question for us to ponder for this next week.
There's that voice.
What is a deity?
Easy
What
swap.
is
Ah.
a creator?
It's a cat.
That's my mom.
Yes, my mom.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
makes
what
sense.
a creator is. I know
Or
that
grandma.
it's not the
Yeah,
monkey,
though.
because the monkey's not funny, and monkey's supposed to be cute and funny.
Dr. McFoxy, we are out of
Yes.
time. Let's have you wrap us up and send us out.
Show
Hey, Simone,
yourself.
how do you do hair?
Well, okay, so
Ah,
we run out of time, and so Monsignor, thank you very much for calling.
I don't
Dr.
trust
McFully
I
didn't like you yelling
Dr.
at us.
McFoxy.
You see?
For next week,
You, Dr.
let's all
McFoxy.
think
Not the,
about. Can I please just have some order,
not the monkey. Not the monkey.
please?
Ernie,
If we can just think about what a deity is, that would be wonderful. And then we can come back and hopefully my technical issues will resolve themselves, and perhaps Monsignor and I can have a conversation before the next
The deity.
time.
You know what might have happened? The cat may have chewed through
I'm
your cord.
What's a
I'm
deity?
looking forward to next week.
Ronnie, what's a deity?
I was gonna ask Reginald. Reginald, what's a deity?
Oh, a deity
Yeah,
would
he
be
knows.
a supreme being, you know, depending upon your personal beliefs, a god
Grandma.
or gods to some
Or like a
extent.
lion.
It's
A
like a
creator.
donkey. A
Something,
Like
donkey.
a
something,
hippopotamus.
something not of this earth.
Oh, not a donkey. A
No.
celestial donkey.
Could be.
Great to discuss who a deity is for monkeys.
Like the stars or the moon
Ooh,
or the sun,
okay.
That
right?
was created.
We look forward to pondering these very deep and wonderful questions.
Show yourself.
This is good, Ronnie.
I don't
In-
like it because he always cuts me off. And
In-
it's not fair.
End scene.
I don't like to end the scene. I don't want to end. I don't want to end. I want to keep going